addition, facilitates and conceals vote padding. How did this work for GMA? In Pampanga, Cebu, Iloilo, and Bohol, or the PCIB area, there was an increase of 951,695 registered voters. This is roughly the same number of votes that were added to GMA. If GMA was leading the race, why did she have to call Garci? Because the unexpected happened. The fabricated votes from GMA's bailiwicks were not enough to cover the avalanche of votes for FPJ that came in from Luzon, including Metro Manila. Here is a table which illustrates the lead in the presidential race based on the tampered COCs. Notice the vote shaving in Luzon and vote padding in the Visayas. Luzon figures account for 57% of the total registered voters, while the Visayas accounts for 21%. But compare the totals. Luzon has 1.7 million and Visayas has 2.3. Never in the history of Philippine elections have the votes from the Visayas outnumbered the votes in Luzon. GMA received an artificial lead of 567,066 after the PCIB votes were canvassed. Historically, no candidate has been elected president without winning the vote-rich Lingayen to Lucena corridor. This covers a total of 15.5 million votes, or 36.5% of the registered voters. GMA lost heavily in the Lingayen-Lucena corridor, in spite of the rampant vote shaving in regions 1 to 5 and NCR. In order to win, she needed more than just the additional 951,695 voters in the PCIB area. GMA needed Mindanao, which undoubtedly was FPJ territory, and this is why GMA made at least 15 calls to Garci. On May 29, 19 days after the elections, we have this conversation.
So will I still lead by more than 1 M? Overall, it's not advantage, ma'am. Parang ganon din ang lalabas. Ito na bilis ang 1 M? Pinipilitin mo natin yan.
GMA called Garciliano at least 15 times between May 26 and June 10, 2004, well after the elections were over. The following slides illustrate the result of those calls. On May 31, 21 days after the elections.
Ano, ma'am? Hello, yung kabila, doon saan ko dito lang, pero copy yung municipal COCs. Sa Lampril, Lampril copy shop? Ay, wala naman. Okay naman ang Lampril sa atin. We are now sympathetic to us. Oo, pero hindi siya pinagsulat Lampril sa tayo. Pero yung gagawin ko that. We do it in advance. Copy mo natin kung ano kanila.
Another call was made on June 4, 25 days after the election.
Hello, Garci. Ma'am. Ano gawin natin doon sa Lampril test on kanila? Yung Lampril lang na brochure. Inaano ko, meron na akong kopya ng isinax ni Dalidig, ni Nomong, yung kay Dalidig.
Let us take a closer look at the Mindanao action.
3 sako ng election returns o ERs na kopya ng NAMFREL ang pinakaiingatan ni Dalidig. Ito daw ang ebidensya ng pandaraya na noon pa niya ibinunyag, ngunit sadyang di raw pinansin kahit ng NAMFREL headquarters.
Ang pinakamaliwanag na pandaraya yung refleksyon ng election return doon sa Certificate of Canvass. Si Duke Concepcion talaga, yun ang sinabi ko. Hindi siya talagang kinukontra yung sinasabi ko.
Ang nakita natin sa election return, may buto ang may buto ang ibang mga kandidato. Hindi lang si Fernando ang may buto, pati si Villanueva, lahat ng kandidato may buto.
Yung si Juan, Gloria Macapagal, PLD. Lahat ng Lanao del Sur, PLD. Ang manalo si Fernando po.
The ERs of Puna Bayabao showed FPJ with 42% of the votes. But the municipal COC and provincial SOVs give GMA 100% of the votes and 0 for FPJ. In this statement of votes by city or municipality from Puna Bayabao, 100% of the votes are for GMA, and all other candidates score 0. This is a statistical impossibility. In Barangay Lianan, ERs show that there were votes for FPJ and other candidates. In Bumbaran, the ERs show GMA with 27% of the vote and FPJ with 73%. But the municipal COC and provincial SOV reveal an unmistakable switch, showing GMA with 74% and FPJ with 26%. In Wao, the ERs again show GMA tailing, but in the municipal COC and provincial SOV, we see the figures switched again, showing FPJ with 39% and GMA with 61%. In Barangay Linisk, Precinct 14, all votes were listed for GMA. This slide of provincial totals from Lanao del Sur illustrates that at the start, the ERs showed FPJ leading with 81% of the votes, and GMA had 19%. The NAMFREL partial tally still showed FPJ in the lead, but the final PCOC, counted by Congress, showed GMA ahead with 75% of the vote against FPJ's 25%. The total votes affected by the very obvious dagdag bawas was 226,120. Here's another phone call from GMA to Garci concerning the action in the municipality of Tipo-Tipo, Basilan.
Hello. Did you get my text about the Tipo-Tipo?
In Tipo-Tipo, Basilan, we see FPJ leading as per the ERs, but the provincial statement of votes have FPJ down to 25% and GMA with 75%. Total of votes affected, 15,105. It is June 3.
Hello. Hindi ba Basilan, wala na nagbabantay, parang pinabayaan ng mga tao. Hindi na lang nakituloy, Basilan. May petition kasi for annulment doon. Ano doon? Sumumbra masyado. 4%. Pwedeng karga mo na rin yung 70,000 maring.
The call continues.
Address, may pagkasama ba sa'yo? Sa Basilan pala pwede pa eh, saka sa Isabela. Pero 70 lang kailangan ba rin? Pero hindi na ba rin? 70 wala lang kailangan magkao. 70,000 na kailangan. Hati-hatiin mo lang yun. Konti lang yun. Ano nga pare, patatahanin mo na. Wala nang pag-asa, pare, pag-asa siya. Paano mo, pare, kung na lang consideration, sabihin mo na lang sa akin. Ano pa yung additional. Pare, pakisuyo na, pare, pakitapos mo na, pare, na lang ang ko sa'yo. Okay. Pero marami pang natitira, pwede pang dagdag, ha? 70,000 lang kailangan, pare. Okay, sige.
On May 26, 16 days after the elections.
Si Jason, nagbabanta, kung matadaya raw siya, papabuksan daw niya yung at saka tawi-tawi, makaraw ako dahil doon. Baka
FPJ still won, but by a smaller margin. The threat from Biazon prevented the baliktad pattern. Still, vote shaving or dagdag bawas was implemented. Here you see the totals for Sultan Kudarat.